Hey guys, so I'm just sitting here waiting to pick up my daughter at a park while she's doing basketball practice, and I just happen to be scrolling through YouTube as usual, and I see a video about a woman out of Alabama who was just apparently brutally assaulted and then no longer with us. I really am not, I'm having a hard time talking about it because the story is just absolutely disgusting. Even with the small amount of information, there's really not a lot of information on it. There's really not a lot of information on it, except for the fact that Mahogany Jackson, she was 25 years old, I believe, a mother, and was essentially held against her will by 7 of supposed acquaintances. This happened, I think, February 25th, so it really just happened a week ago. She was held by these 7 people who she knew, who were alleged friends, while they held her against her will and what sounds like brutally assaulted her. And then they went so far as to record it and post it. Apparently she had the presence of mind to text family, I think, indicating that she was being held against her will. Ultimately she was found and these people were arrested, but the point I'm struggling with is why? What in the heck is wrong with our community? I feel like people have lost all sense of morals, all sense of value, all sense of value in human life. And that's really something that I really want to talk about. I really feel like that's the purpose of these videos. Yes, true crime is super hot right now. It's been hot for years because of all the crime that is now so readily available to everybody via social media. But I really want to have a conversation, guys, about the why. What is going on in our community? And I'll be frank, I'm concerned about all people, but I'm particularly concerned about my people. I really want to understand what we are thinking and what's going on in our minds when we do some of these things. These people are so young. These 7 acquaintances are like in their 20s and teens. They are men and women who decided to savagely take this lady's life. A mom. Now her child or children no longer have her because of ignorance. I don't even really know what went on because, like I said, the details are very scarce, but I want to try to figure out what happened, although there is really no justification for what happened. But I really am curious to know what some of your viewpoints are as far as what's going on in our community. Why are we doing these things to people? Why are we doing these things to each other? Why are children, I call them children because I'm grown. Why are teenagers, 19, 20, 25, even 30-year-olds doing some of the most ridiculous things? What's going on in the minds of people, young people, to do such things? Like, I think back to when I was 19, 18, 20, I was just happy to be an adult and to be able to experience life. I don't understand why these people who have their whole lives ahead of them are doing things that are so life-changing and altering and pretty much stripping. They take their lives away. These people are now going to be in jail, and I just am so curious to understand what everyone's opinion is. I really want to start tapping into some of these conversations that are difficult to have for our community, but I feel like we need to have them. We need to understand why people are doing the things that they're doing so that we can try to start shifting the direction of where our community is headed, or where we are, because it's not headed. We can only get worse from here. Unless people make a drastic decision to do something different. At this point, I feel like it's horrible that it is bad. It is bad when 7 people who you allege to be your friends do something so crazy and ends up taking everything that you have, your existence. That's crazy. It makes me scared for my kids to develop friendships with people, thinking that you can trust them, sort of like along the lines of the other girl that went out of the country with her friends and ended up losing her life on camera, essentially being, recorded while she's being savagely beaten and brutally beaten by people that are like her. It makes no sense to me. It makes no sense. And but it really messes with my mind, because I really want to understand what it is, what is going on in the minds of people, young and old, because I can't even say that I can't even say that it's just young people, to be honest. I'm pretty sure you could find story after story where someone in their 30s, 40s, 50s has done something that is so ridiculous that it just blows your mind. We have taken such a turn from where we once were with, I'll be frank, there were certain things that our culture, our community, you would never hear of, because of the values, because of the things that our parents talked about, because of the fear, to be honest, that we had for the outcome of doing things that we saw being done in other communities and in other circumstances. Now there really is no fear. That's one thing that I noticed. There's no fear among young people or old about anything. They act like they're not afraid of anything. So I just really want to have that conversation. I really want to use this platform to talk about some of these things. Hopefully, I don't know what the future holds with it, but I really want to tap into it. We need to really start thinking about, how do we change directions? Like, how do we start doing different things, right? So while talking about these stories, I want to bring awareness. I want to start talking about them, but with a purpose, not just airing all of this craziness that's going on in the world to make it can mess with you and make you just so, disgusted by everything. But I really am trying to understand what is the mindset of people, and why are these young people really doing things that are so life altering? A 25-year-old young lady, I think her name is Mahogany, out of Alabama, lost her life a week ago, February 25th, I believe, at the hands of 7 acquaintances. You can't even call them friends, because there's no way that friends would do this. But for whatever reason, these 7 people that she knew decided that they were going to assault her, record them assaulting her, post them assaulting her, and then ultimately take her life. What is going on with our community?